Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Man, today is one of those wonderful days. We had those storms that came through yesterday. It sounded like end of days. I mean, it was thundering and lightning like crazy. It was raining cats and dogs, and that was, strangely enough, about the same time as the NFL announced that Randy Gregory was going to be reinstated. But this is one of those rare days in the Washington, D.C. area in the summertime where the humidity is down low. It's about 75 degrees right now. It's kind of got a little crispness in the air, and it is freaking fantastic. So I'm enjoying this weather. I've got the NFL Network on, and the only problem I have is these damn mosquitoes. After the rain, they kind of sprung up and gone crazy. I've got to find a better solution for them. I've got the citronella candles going. I've got these bug things that supposed to have like a yeast or something or other. The mosquitoes are supposed to go in and basically their head explodes and keeps them from reproducing and stuff, but they take kind of weeks to go. I've got citronella plants and mint plants and everything else, yet they're still biting the crap out of me. So forgive me if you see me scratching a little bit here. But guys, we are a week away from the Dallas Cowboys opening up training camp in Oxnard. And today, Baltimore Ravens, they already have had the rookies in for a week. Their veterans reported today. So there is football going on right now. And I got to tell you, I am literally like a kid at Christmas. I am so freaking excited. And I'm probably got this TV up so you're kind of here in the background. Let me turn it down some more. I am so excited to know that our Cowboys are headed to Oxnard. And I just booked my plane ticket. I'm going to be heading to California myself. We'll be in Cali on the 1st, and I think we'll be at training camp on the 3rd. Talk with Shango. Hopefully we're going to be able to do something together. Hopefully we can get free and we can hang out. My buddy Ari, who's at the Fan now, he's going to be there, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some stuff, but I know he'll be busy with the Fan and everything else. So we're going to try and bring you some coverage from practice. That's right, not a game, but we're talking about practice. But I'm as excited as can be. It's a new season, different players, different faces, and we've got guys that are hungry. Now, one thing the Dallas Cowboys have believed in is homegrown talent. And that may be one of the reasons why they're hesitant on offering too much for Earl Thomas, because they believe now in building through the draft. When you look back at the history of the Cowboys, the 2009 draft was probably the worst draft that we ever had. We didn't have a number one because we had traded 2 number ones for Roy Williams. But within 2 or 3 years, everybody that we drafted that season was gone. Complete bust. That's back in Jerry Jones's wheeling and dealing days, where he thought that we're only a couple pieces away. If I grab this guy or grab that guy, we're going to be great. But here's what you have to understand about homegrown talent. One big name free agent costs you about as much as your whole rookie class. Think about that. One big name free agent costs you as much as your whole rookie class will for a year. Because here's the thing. You're getting guys that are young. They're locked in for 4 or 5 years, depending on where they're drafted, in a contract that you don't have to pay them. And they're hungry to get that next contract. So they're going to be busting their tail trying to get the big payday. You got guys that are young and hopefully uninjured, which also is beneficial. And you can groom them the way you need to fit your system. New England has discovered this, and that's what New England does. They have no problem with trading Pro Bowl talent if they can get value in return. Because they realize, they may be great right now, but what can I get to replace them? And that's where Seattle kind of is with Earl Thomas. We can keep him on the field for another year and let him go. Or we can let him go now and get a young person who's going to be here for 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years to replace him. So it's 1 year worth 4 or 5 of somebody else. And New England realizes that there's strength in numbers. If you get enough guys in the draft, you're going to hit on some of them, regardless of how good you are. You will hit on some of them. And the more guys that you can have that can play roles, the more able you are to absorb injuries. Our Cowboys, the biggest problem last year was we had great frontline talent. Hang with anybody when we're healthy. But it's when you're hurt that we had problems. But since that draft, since 2010, the Dallas Cowboys have actually drafted more Pro Bowl players than any other team. Fact. You look at the first round, Dez Bryant, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Byron Jones. You've got guys in there that have made Pro Bowls after Pro Bowls after Pro Bowls. We'll see if Byron Jones does the cornerback. But you see my point. The first round draft picks have stuck. And they've done well in later round draft picks. Your Malik Collins, your Anthony Brown, your Dak Prescotts. You've gotten value in players that have stuck with your team later in the draft. The bugaboo has actually been the second round draft pick. See, in 2009, we didn't have a second round draft pick. That sucked. But 2010, you had Sean Lee. Now the problem with Sean Lee, and you looked in later years, you looked and said, well, Sean Lee has a problem with staying healthy. Great player when he's on the field, but stayed injured. And then after Sean Lee, you got Bruce Carter, another guy who had some injury issues and would have good games followed up where he would just disappear and never became a player that he should have on the team. 2012, we didn't have one. That sucked. But basically, we took the number 2 pick, we packaged it up, and we traded for the glass man, Morris Claiborne. So your first and your second round pick basically are the same one, and it sucked. Morris Claiborne could never stay healthy and never really got the system where he was any impact whatsoever. So you started to look at the draft and say, the Cowboys aren't hitting too good in the second round. And then we went for a tight end. The curse of Jason Witten. Gavin Escobar. Do I need to go into detail Gavin Escobar? Gavin just never worked. Gavin was just, ugh. So you're sitting there looking at that. In 2014, you're saying, damn, can we get a second round player to really be impactful? Because Sean Lee tore up his knee, is gone for the whole season. And then you're wondering, is Sean Lee going to ever be able to play? Bruce Carter, in and out. None in 2012. Then Gavin Escobar. Then you got DeMarcus Lawrence. Rookie year, 2 sacks in the playoffs against the Lions. Second year looked great, 8 sacks. Third year, PED suspension, back issues, 1 sack. Ugh. 2015, Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory thus far, 300 and some snaps, 1 sack. Whew. So you're starting to look at this picture of second round draft picks. Sean Lee, now, to his credit, 2015, 2016, Pro Bowl years. 2017, the defense could not play with them. So officers are looking and saying, okay, we got a good one there. 2017, all of a sudden, you got DeMarcus Lawrence. That looks a whole lot better now. That's starting to help the second round picks. And then in 2016, you got Jalen Smith. First year, nothing. And then the second year, well, he stayed on the field all 16 games, but you had to wonder, is that leg going to get better? So the jury's still out on that one now. The leg looks better. We'll see how this year is. And after Jalen Smith, you got, I'm having a brain fart right now. Taco. We got Taco. I'm sorry. Sorry, brain fart. Enjoying this weather. Taka was first round. Should have been a second round draft pick. We got Awuzie. Awuzie, first part of the season, you said, can the guy get on the field? But the second half of the season, all of a sudden, started looking pretty good. So now, as the pitcher is kind of coming through, you finally got Jalen Smith on the team, out on the field, needs a lot of help on that leg. You got Awuzie, who started to look better in the second half of the season, actually played damn good. You got DeMarcus Lawrence playing lights out. You got Sean Lee, Pro Bowler. Now all of a sudden it's starting to look pretty good. And now we've got Connor Williams. Now if this team is going to go places, we're going to have a resurgence of those second round picks because we have them all in key places. Connor Williams on the offensive line. We need him to be a beast so we can get DeMarco Murray rolling. Sean Lee. We need him healthy and out there being Sean Lee. DeMarcus Lawrence. We need him to have another season like he did last year. Awuzie. We need him to stay on the field healthy and taking another step up. Starting to get that ball. Get that second year underneath his belt and start really becoming a shutdown corner. Randy Gregory finally got off the weed. He can just become an above average player. Actually, I'll take average. If he can get 5-6 sacks, that's going to be key for this team. So for once, the second round picks are beginning to look a lot better than they did just a couple of years ago. And it's going to be key for our season. So guys, I'm going to enjoy this weather a little bit, and then I'm going to go inside and find some after bites so I can take care of all these damn mosquito bites. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe B Sports Report. I'm going to be looking through the comments and find the dumbass comment of the day for tomorrow. I'll see you guys soon.
And from the very first snap, it was very calm.
Eagles versus Vikings.
Last week that they were able to drive the football and score a touchdown. He only had to throw 2 passes. They ran the ball well, but he completed both of those. Really hard to run against.